Hi, Mr. Ko here, and today's topic is linear equations and functions. Our goals for today is we're going to graph a linear equation. Our second goal is we're going to determine a function, and our third goal is we're going to determine if a point is on a graph. And we're covering California Standard 6.0. Our vocabulary word for today is function. Now, a function is a relation in which each input is related to exactly one output. All right? So let's go ahead and get on with our first one. Alright, so here we have the first topic, which is we're going to graph a linear equation. So first of all, we're going to go ahead and choose three values for x. But before that, let's go ahead and create a little chart for this. So we're going to create an x part. We're going to create an x and y chart, and then we're going to go ahead and create the equation for it. So here we have y is equal to 4x. Okay. So again, we're going to go ahead and choose three values for x. So the values that I'm going to choose for x is we're going to choose 0, 1, and 2. Now you can choose any values that you want to, and we're just going to use these values, and we're going to substitute these values into x. So let's rewrite this. So we have y is equal to 4 times 0, because that's what we're going to choose x to be, and then figure out our answer. So our answer is going to be 4 times 0, which is 0, and that's our y. Our next one, y, we're going to use the same thing, 4 times 1, because we chose our next value to be 1, and then our answer is going to be 4, because 4 times 1 in the x value gives us 4. Alright, next, we're going to go ahead and finish it up. Y is equal to 4, and then the value here is 2, and our answer is going to be 8. Alright, so we've chosen our three values. We're going to substitute and solve, and then now we're going to plot the points. Now the points that you see here are going to be these 2 points right here. So this gives you back your x and your y coordinate points. So the first point that we have is going to be 0, 0. The next point that we have is going to be 1, 4. And the next point that we have is going to be 2, 8. Alright, and then let's go and graph these points out. And let's go and just create a very simple graph. I'm going to try to keep it as mathematically correct as possible. So we're going to start off with 0, 0, and 0, 0 is going to be right here. Okay. Our next dot, let me use a different color. So here's 0, 0. And then our next dot is 1, 4. So if I go over 1 and then go up 4, you're looking at somewhere about right here. And then our next one is going to be 2, so it's 1, 2, and then we're looking at somewhere about right here. Should have drawn that graph a little bit taller, so let's go ahead and just graph that out. Alright, and now we've done all these things and we've graphed it out. Our last question is it a function? And this is a function because we can do a real quick test, which is called the vertical line test. If I were to just draw a vertical line anywhere on this graph, it only hits this graph at exactly 1 point, which makes this a function. Alright, let's move on. Okay, let's work on this one. So again, we're going to go ahead and draw a quick XY chart. And then we have our y minus 3x is equal to 7. So let's go ahead and start off with 0, 1, and 2. And again, you can use any values that you want. So let's go ahead and put 0 into here. So if I put 0 into here, that's going to look like y minus 3 times 0 is equal to 7. And if I complete that, that's going to be y minus 0 is equal to 7. So this would have to be 7. Put that in blue. So let's put in the 1. So it'll be y minus 3. Put the 1 in here. Is equal to 7. So y minus 3 times 1 is 3 is equal to 7. So the answer would be y would have to be 10. And then let's go and put in the next one. So you have y minus 3. And this I'm going to put in the value of 2 for x is equal to 7. So that'll be 6 right here. So y minus 6 is equal to 7. So if you figure out what number when you subtract 6 will give you 7, the answer will be 13. And then these are your numbers that you're going to have. So your xy value here for your ordered pairs will be 0, 7, 1, 10, 2, 13. Alright, let's go and draw out a graph. A little bit smarter this time. We're going to make a graph that is more beneficial for this. So first one is 0, and then we go up 7. So let's say if we do small numbers, so right here, we're going to have our first dot. And then 110, so you're looking at somewhere about right here. And then 213. And that is your graph. Alright, and again, let's have a look at this. Notice that we've found the 3 values. We've substituted and solved. And then we're going to plot. We've made the dots, and then we graphed it, which means we put the line through it. Then finally, we're going to check if it's a function. If you draw straight lines, vertical line test, just going this way, and every single time it only hits that graph at one exact point, then yes, it is a function. Alright, let's move on to our second topic. Our second topic is we're going to determine if a point is on a graph. And this is very easy, so without graphing, so we're not going to graph it out. We could, and we can determine if 1, 2 actually exists on the graph, but we're not going to. We're just going to go ahead and do just a substitution and then solving to determine if that point of 1, 2 is existing on this particular graph. And all we have to do here is to just fill it in. So we have y is equal to negative 2x plus 4. So we're going to fill in our value of 1 and 2. Since 1 is your x value, that's going to go here, and your 2 is your y value. So we're going to go put 2 here, because that's what y used to be, is equal to negative 2 times 1, because that's what your x is, and then plus 4. Now, if they come out the same, then that means that point is on this particular graph of negative 2x plus 4. Okay, so let's go and finish it up. So here we have 2 is equal to negative 2 plus 4. Negative 2 times 1 is negative 2. Let's go and add that together. So we have 2, negative 2 plus positive 4 is going to give me 2. So this checks out, which means this point of 1, 2 exists on that particular graph. So you know when you draw that line right here of negative 2x plus 4, 1, 2 is going to actually be somewhere on that line. And that's all determining what a point is on that graph. Okay, let's try this one. So here we have x minus 3y is equal to 12. And they're telling us that 5 is your x and your 1 is your y. If I put that in here, I'm going to get 12, which means if they match up together, then that means it's going to exist on the graph that this is going to produce. So let's go ahead and substitute. That's your 1 minus 3, and your y is your 1. Oops, sorry. 5 is your x, and then your 3 is your 1. Your y is your 1. And then let's go ahead and finish it up. Notice that you now have 5 minus 3 is equal to 12. So that gives you 2 is equal to 12, which is not equal. So this is no. This point does not exist on this particular graph. Alright, if you need more information or would like to catch up on a past lesson, go to www.youtube.com. I believe that is /user/TychoDad. And our fact for today is the quickest way to a man's heart is with a Chuck Norris fist. Thanks.